another episode of New to Me. I'm Stephen Michael Zach, and today we're taking a look at the FLASHOOT. This is their RGB video wand. It is a budget-friendly wand, very much like the Nanlite Pavel tube. Let's just jump into what comes in the box. Now, first off, you will get the light itself here. We will talk about that in a minute. You get two pieces of metal. And they do have 3M sticky on the back. We'll get into that as well. You do get this very nicely weighted wrist strap, which screws into one of the 1/4-20s. You get two of these Velcro ties to tie it around C-stands. And you do get a USB to USB Type-C. And you get this very, very, very cheap plasticky tripod here for screwing it on, so it will stand up. And then you do get this fairly decent velour bag, which already seems to be getting a little bit pilly here. And of course, instructions. Let's jump right into the light here. As you can see, the light is very well constructed. You do get a 1/4-20 on both the top and bottom. And then when you flip around to the back, this is where we get into the interesting. This is a one button to rule them all. And I kind of like this system. If you look at the Nanlite here, you do kind of get all these confusing buttons where this is just one button to rule them all. Now, one thing you will notice is that the FLASHOOT is shorter and thicker than the Nanlite here. So there is the difference there. But let's take a look at the FLASHOOT. And let's go ahead and hold down the button. And it goes on. Now, as you can see, a very, very nice screen. You do get this very cheap plasticky button here. Now, this is where the fun stops. And I'll show you why. Let's go down to 1%. And I'm going to talk during this because, as you can see, this is one of the slowest lights I have ever reviewed. This takes forever. This does go from 2800 Kelvin to 8500 Kelvin. I'm not even going to show you that because it's so slow. And as you can see, I can accidentally hit the button and then if I'm not paying attention, be lowering the color temperature. So that is something to be careful about. Also, this button sticks too. I've had it stick a couple of times and it's super annoying. But this does go all the way down. I'm going the wrong way. This does go, and this is very slow. This does go all the way to 0. Here is 1% right here. Boom, there you go. And now I will go all the way back up. Now, unfortunately, this is every single mode on this light. It is super slow. This is not something I would ever take on set with me. And it's unfortunate because there really is some nice stuff built into this. We're at 75%. Oy. In the 90s. And there we are, back up to 100. No way anybody's going to sit there playing with this light. Let's talk about the modes here. And as you can see, again, it's stuck. Double click, you get your HSI, and just to move through the modes, you click, and again, it's sticking. Again, this button is very sticky. And again, just very slow to get into the HSI mode that you want. Great light quality. The quality of light is pretty good on this, but this button is just not doing it for me. Click it twice again, you get your separate red, green, and blue, which is always very nice. That's a new feature we're starting to see. Click it again, you get lightning. You get Lightning 2, you get Cinema, which works okay, you get your police, your ambulance, your fire truck, you get fast RGB and slow RGB, and then you get this SOS. Why? I don't know why people include this. It makes no sense. And then you get this really terrible candlelight that's not only fast, but flickers bizarrely at the end. And you'll see, I just want to show you this. See, it just does like a weird flicker at the end, and then you're back to lightning. So that's it. Those are the controls. Now let's show you how this magnetizes. I'm going to go throw it on the C-stand. And as you can see, not very well. It does slide. And that is why they included these little twisty ties here. When you put this onto a C-stand or put it on something, you're going to have to wrap this around to keep it stable. And let that take us into why they did this. which is put 3M stickiness on the back. That makes this a one-time use thing. I really wish these were just pieces of metal. Incidentally, they're blue because they have protective coating so it doesn't get scratched. It works fine. As you can see, the magnets, usually the magnets go all the way around. In this, the magnets are only in the two back halves, or only right here. There's not really much in the front here. There's a little bit on the side here, but as you see, the magnetization doesn't go all the way around. So, not really sure why they do that. They do give you this very nice wrist strap. It feels actually the quality feels pretty good. It is fairly weighted, but then they give you this very cheap, very plasticky, I think if I dropped it, it would crack open tripod there. So that's it. That's the stuff that it comes with. Now let's go ahead and take a look at light quality, and let's match it to the Nan light. Okay, so here we are with the FLASHOOT. I have put it about arm's length away here. Let's go ahead and hold it up so you can see. That is the light quality. Now one thing you will notice is it is a little bit, very slightly green, which is unfortunate because lights tend to green up over time. That's why I prefer them to be skew a little bit more to the magenta side. But it is a little bit green, so there's that. But the light quality is very nice. It is very, very bright when you compare it to the Nan light. Let's go ahead and turn on the Nan light here and have that at arm's length. And as you can see, I think that the FLASHOOT is actually a little bit brighter than the Nan light. Just very, very little, just by a very minuscule amount. But if you have a Nan light and you have the FLASHOOT, because this is a little bit greener, the Nan light does have plus minus green, so you can actually match this to this. But all in all, not a bad quality of light at all. Let's take a look at the RGB. Let's take it, oh, nope. And again, the button sticks like crazy. That just might be my unit. And as you can see, not so bad. Again, takes forever. Now, this light is supposed to last 2 hours, and it's supposed to take 2 hours to charge. I've maybe been using this light for not even an hour, and I'm almost out of battery. So, not really sure that that 2-hour battery thing is accurate. Not really sure. It seems like the battery is going down pretty quickly. That might be because I'm hammering through all the different effects and things like that. So here we are at 240, which is 240. And let's go full saturation, 100%. Oh, and it just shut off on me. So this button is very sticky. And there is the quality of blue light. As you can see, not great when you compare it, not that accurate when you compare it to, and I always like to use blue because you could really tell, not very accurate when you compare it to the blue of the Nan light here. Fairly close. It is brighter. I will give it that. It is a pretty close match. This seems to be a little bit better, the Nan light, a little bit better quality, but a nice mix, as you can see. So not too bad at all. The quality of lightness thing in the FLASHOOT is not terrible. Okay, so my final thoughts on the FLASHOOT RGB video light. Am I going to take this on set? Hell no. And the only reason that is stopping me from taking this on set is the fact that this button is awful. It is a one button to rule them all. I really like that, but the problem is not only does it stick, and that just might be my unit, but it just takes forever to get to your setting. If I'm on a time crunch, if we're on a set for a couple of hours, I'm not reaching for this. I'm reaching for the Pavel tube. There's no way that I'm going to be using this on a set. Now, if I'm doing Zoom calls or I'm doing something in my YouTube studio for me and it's not time and I have the time, I might grab this. I might also grab this and just use it as a flashlight when the power goes out. That's pretty much what it seems like it's for, with some extra stuff built in. I mean, it almost feels like this is something you stick in your car because it's got that SOS light. Very, very strange. They did add these 3M pads to the back of the metal pieces, which is very, very strange. Plus the metal pieces feel kind of cheap. The tripod here is kind of cheap. It does come with ties to help keep this stuck to a C-stand because the magnets are not that strong. You do get this okay velour case. It doesn't feel like the best quality. Really the thing that feels the best quality is actually the casing for the light and the strap here. But all in all, not really something I would use on set. I would definitely run and grab something else. Now, here's some of the things I'd like to see FLASHOOT. I believe a company by the name of ZGCINE sent this to me. By the way, thank you guys for sending this to me. What I would like to see improvements on this, first of all, for Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi in a phone app would help tremendously. I wouldn't have to sit here spinning this dial constantly. Also, a dial that didn't stick and wasn't easily pressed. I mean, you can literally press down on any side and it automatically changes your settings. And if they could do a firmware update where you can just spin the wheel and the numbers would go up faster, that would be so much help, like it does on every other single wand light out there. This is just too slow. I would never take this on a set with me. But very well built. Love the options of the 2 quarter-20s, the USB Type-C. You do get a tripod. You do get a couple of extra things. You do get a nice case. And one thing I do like about the case, which I didn't show before, is that it is split down the center. So you have one side for the lights and another side for the rest of the stuff. And it does have a nice drawstring here. So all in all, not bad. Would I recommend this? Probably not. Not if you're a narrative filmmaker, not if you're doing interviews, not if you're doing anything on a time budget. You're grabbing one of these. Now, where this thing does excel is the quality of light is pretty good. It's slightly green, but not green enough to where I think it's going to throw off all my other lights. And of course, most of my lights have plus-minus green, which is sorely lacking in this thing. So I can match this light, which is most likely a good thing. But it is super bright. I think a slight bit brighter than the NAN light, in my opinion. It just seems it. Maybe that's because it's shorter and the lights are grouped together a little bit, are a little bit closer. But all in all, not terrible, but it does need some work. So that's it. Those are my thoughts, but I want to know yours. So leave your questions and comments in the notes below. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to mash that bell button to be notified when we drop a brand new video. And feel free to use the links below, as it helps out the channel. I'm Stephen Michael Zach, and this is new to me.